Bulginaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing.
In this bulletin, man remanded for online threats against AG. Emeritus Professor does not support ex-USP VC. And FRA to relook at Namaka roadworks.
The studios of FBC Suva.
A man alleged to have called for the killing of the Attorney General Ayaz Sayed Qayyum on social media will reappear in the Suva Magistrates Court this morning. The social media posting is alleged to have been made 5 days ago. Isekeli Komai Savai of Suva is charged with one count of causing harm by posting electronic communication. A report was lodged by the minister after the accused allegedly called for his death in the Itekwe language. The prosecution today did not object to his bail. However, they asked the court to impose strict bail conditions. Komai Savai informed the court that he has 2 sureties. However, he was not able to arrange the cash bail of $500. He has been remanded in custody overnight at Totongo Police Station to make arrangements for the cash bail. Komai Savai has also been ordered to deactivate his Facebook account. Emeritus Professor of Geography Randy Thaman says the University of the South Pacific has lost a lot of its best academics during the tenure of former VC Professor Paul Ahluwalia. Professor Thaman is the longest-serving academic at the USP and first took a post at the regional institution 5 years after it first opened its doors. Thaman says Professor Ahluwalia has not shown the leadership quality and has been a divisive force during his time at the regional institution, adding that a number of staff and students believe Ahluwalia shouldn't have been picked for the job. Professor Thaman also raised concerns over the lack of proper processes in the appointment of the staff by Professor Ahluwalia.
He had no Pacific Island experience. Since the time he arrived at the job, he has basically been trying to vilify the previous regime and surround himself with people that were the same view of himself. Technically, Ahluwalia has the ability to make year appointments and things like that. But when you do it without following the procedures and with doing it with people that you have political affiliations with, it doesn't work.
Former and current academics of the USP continue to write to the Council and are hopeful their letters to the Council will make clear what the issues are around USP ahead of the Council meeting scheduled for today. Professor Paul Ahluwalia confirms he will comment on the criticism and allegations against him following the USP Council meeting today. A few parts of the road from the Vutualevu roundabout to the Nindi International Airport will be redone as the initial work was not up to the standard. This is after FBC News raised concerns after one particular stretch along the Queen's Highway that was just built 4 years ago, which now has potholes, uneven surfaces and cracks. Felipe Nekaso reports.
The Fiji Roads Authority say they are aware of the issues on this particular road and plans are in place to fix the damaged sections.
We need to use polymer modified bitumen. That's what we're going to use now. When it was done at the beginning, I believe the polymer wasn't used.
Similar problems have also been seen close to the Vutualevu runabout, and the FRA is expected to strip off the surface layer and relay a better one. According to them, there are other contributing factors like the grade of bitumen and the job mix formula.
The polymer is one way of dealing with the problem. Where there's high stress areas, you can do thicker bitumen, but we still want to use the same thickness of bitumen so that we don't change anything around the road. So if you add polymer to the bitumen itself, then it'll make the high stress areas, then you won't have those kind of working on high stress areas.
The construction work on the 4-lane road outside the Nandi Airport was worth $65.9 million, and redoing the road again will incur additional costs.
Our concern is always to make sure that the delivery of roads is up to par. And if things have not happened at the level that they should have, then we need to make sure that in the future we improve on that to get it up to standard.
Work on the road is expected to start in the next 2 months' time. Philip Naikasu, FBC News.
Language is a barrier for the Fiji Navy when it comes to maritime surveillance and search and rescue operations. Commander Maritime Timothy Natuva says in an effort to address the issue, members of the Fiji Navy today began French language lessons under an agreement between the French government and Fiji. Sianiani Mboila reports.
7 Navy personnel are currently undergoing French language classes to help enhance maritime operations.
Our personnel that are currently undergoing the training, some of them work on board as communicators. There's 2 that's working on board for the Fiji Rescue Coordination Center. So it's an extra skill for them, for our personnel.
Commander Natuva says France is the 3rd country that has come on board to help them with language problems.
Before COVID, we've had personnel that underwent Chinese language training in China. So now France has offered us this training. So it depends on the offer that countries give us. We have one that's fluent in Bahasa, speaking Indonesian.
Alliance France Executive Director Thomas Feldstein says this agreement will help both countries.
Very useful training for them, considering the partnerships and the relationship that exist between the French Navy based in New Caledonia and the Fiji Navy.
The 3-month training program is funded by the French government. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
Children in Fiji diagnosed with cancer are given holistic support in the global fight against the disease. WOW's Kids Fiji is working in collaboration with the Fiji Cancer Society to promote the prevention, detection and treatment of cancer around the country. With an increase in the number of childhood cases in Fiji, WOW's Kids is emphasizing the urgent need to accelerate life-saving progress for children and young people. WOW's Kids co-founder Sina Kami says the foundation works to improve the quality of life for cancer patients.
All these things that we've been trying to do here from WOW's is we just work with what we have. But all we are asking for the parents to please watch your child. If there is something that is not normal, just please take them to the hospital.
Fast food franchise McDonald's plans to open an outlet in Lambasa as part of their long-term growth plan. With Lambasa on their expansion list, McDonald's director Mark McElligott spoke of their 5th outlet now nearing completion in Nankasi.
The new restaurant will be state-of-the-art with a drive-through, McCafe, and will also provide 55 new jobs for the Nankasi area. So that'll bring our total employment workforce to about almost 300 people in Fiji, and that's part of our long-term growth strategy of eventually opening up in Nassori and Lambasa as well.
Up ahead, Damaisala recalls Silte's selection, and Fiji FA squashes rumors on social media. Stay with us.
Oira na ngone no de nuni enda be singa ni mataka.
Mersi sunga da kena loma dina kena be karon.
Sakena ngau na mitaro bina na rabaksa ngai ka wala loma taki na ngone. Dalamina oya o meliki.
Bulre oya o Samuel Samuli.
Nama kikirau enda be mataka.
Boniti kena bagrombuka.
Ni boy tiri kalima na miniti me ono kina tiri na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji One na ndobo ibiti.
Indaw ina na mataka. Dan ramai na singabo.
23-year-old Joshua Damaisala, who was dropped from the KIVT Silte squad during the trials, says his recall has been nothing short of a miracle. The 23-year-old is part of the KIVT Silte's team that will feature in the Ron Messi Cup for this season. He was called up a week before the team departed last week. Damaisala says with little experience in the code, he knew he had to continue working hard.
When I was dropped from the initial squad, I did not take it as a big deal because I was new. But then I received a call to join camp. Although I had little time to prepare and leave my family, I am proud of this achievement.
The misinformation surrounding the approval of the transfer of Avineshwaran Swamy and Sairusi Nalumbu are false. This misinformation was circulated on social media regarding Nalumbu's transfer from Suva to Lotoka and Swamy from Nandi to Ba had been approved. Fiji Football Association Chief Executive Mohammad Yusuf confirms that the application of the transfer for the two is still with the Player Status Committee and will be determined tomorrow. 6 of the 8 players' applications were referred to the Fiji Football Association Player Status Committee is still being disputed. This includes Antonio Tuivuna and Serusi Nalumbu.
The other cases, let me make it very clear, the posting in both bar in Lautoka and some bar fence Facebook posting is an absolute lie.
Fiji Football Association Chief Executive Mohammad Yusuf says there will only be 2 matches in the Pillay Garments Champion vs Champion series. If Suva and Lambasa finish with a draw in both matches on Friday and Sunday, Yusuf says the match will be concluded with a penalty shootout. Previously, in such circumstances, Fiji FA would organize a third match as a decider, but this will not be the case this year. Meanwhile, no team from the south has ever won the CBC title, and Suva is hoping to end that.
Yes, Suva has never won CBC yet. We have played 3 or 4 times in the past, and we have come as number 2. This year, we try to go one step up and try to come out victors. We'll do our best. We beaten Lambasa last year in the National League and in the tournaments as well. So we'll see. We can repeat the performance again.
Cloudy periods with some showers and isolated afternoon thunderstorms about the northern and eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. Elsewhere, cloudy periods with isolated afternoon or evening showers and thunderstorms. That's FBC Morning News. Join us at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For news you can trust, get the facts from FBC TV, radio and digital news at fbc.com.fj. Take care and good morning.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही हैं।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।